All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman Crossword set by Everyman. I struggled last week with the Radio 4 themed one. Let's hope conditions are back to normal this week. Some artists use these small boat homes. Well, I'm immediately thinking, actually, the way I read that, some artists use these as the definition. 6, 4, 2 words. And if that's right, small is usually S. And then we need a type of boat and homes. Oh, a ketch is a type of boat. And sketch pads. Oh yeah, I suppose your pad is your home. All right, let's try the downs. Home match. I presume this is a double definition. Ooh, can't think of a synonym for home that begins with S. Our match. I presume it's like a football match, sports match, or a pair of some kind. No, that's tricky. Nobleman. Well, when I see nobleman and it's a 4-letter word beginning with E, I immediately think of Earl. And seen in rear light. Yeah, so it's a simple hidden definition, or a hidden word, I should say. Brooks, features. Oh. Well, is that a brook as in a babbling brook? And then a features. Are they features as in maybe characteristics? That's too long. Are features as in maybe the verb features? Are newspaper features? I'm not seeing that one. Informed of second Lou, did you say? Ah, yes. So it's a phrase that means you're informed of something, but it's a homophone, did you say, that maybe sounds like it's a second toilet. So you might be privy to something, which sounds like privy, meaning toilet, number 2. All right. Initially, didactic young lyricist, aged now. Well, Everyman does like these clues where you have to take the starting letters of a group of words, and starting with didactic, D, we get Dylan. So it's a description of Dylan. All right, let's go back to the crosses and far off beasts found in a Paris slum upsetting. 10 letters, and let's see, Paris slum is just 9, so I think it's going to be an anagram of a Paris slum. Let's try 2 S's. I presume one is going to be at the end because it's far off. What does far off beasts mean? It's a funny definition. Maybe far off in time. Oh no, far off in I suppose distance, Antipodean. Yeah, I see it now. Marsupials. So I think far off beasts make sense. Now our home match. I think maybe if things match, they're the same. But I don't know how that is home. What other words would fit? Sumo? Don't think it's going to be sumo. No. And our Brooks features now see something U. C-O-U, C-A-U. No, not getting it. I skipped over 6 across, somewhat eastwards, on and off. I wonder if on and off is maybe similar to regularly in that we take regular letters. Yeah, so within eastwards, if we start with A, we then have A-T-A-D, a tad, which would mean somewhat. That was a tad easy. Tricky enough, though. Those two torture devices for Spooner, well, Everyman also likes these Spoonerisms. They belong to bygone times. So I think that's going to be the definition. But if, and I must have maybe 2 syllables, and if Spooner said it, it's going to sound like those two. The those throws me a little bit. What are torture devices that might be result from a Spoonerism? Racks. They belong to bygone. So beginning with T, then it might be no, I'm actually a little confused by that, so we'll come back to it. Soldiers run away, traitors. Oh, to run away would be to desert, so it's helpful we have the D there, and traitors are usually rats. So there was it a brigade or a division in World War II who were known as the Desert Rats, I believe. We'll find out from the crossing letters. Flower from flipping digital assistant. Well, I think the obvious digital assistant is Siri. And if we flip that or put it backwards, we get Iris. So the S certainly seems to be right. How about force, entertaining, government to become re-elected? Force. I presume it's going to be an ing word in the first place. Staying power, perhaps? Entertaining government. Yeah, I mean, staying power seems to fit, but I'm not sure exactly how this would work. And it doesn't exactly match the definition. Unless force itself is the definition, a staying power can be a kind of force. Entertaining, government. No, I could see maybe power is government. Or G, the G could be government. Stay in. If you stay in, are you entertaining? I don't think so. I think you're just staying in. And then the power. No, I'm not seeing it. All right, how about, oh, this ends in an O. Spotted something that includes good tenor performer. Is it a hidden clue? I'm looking for something within these words ending in an O. That might be a word. Spotted something. That includes good. Oh, it might be a tenor performer, a famous tenor. I can just think of Pavarotti. Oh, how about Domingo, Placido Domingo, which a domino is spotted, a spotted something. That includes G for good. Oh my goodness. All right, flimsy song, a metaphor for nothing. Yeah, so here I just thought of this three-letter word. If that was a synonym of a song, it could be an air, although I think an air is more of a tune than a song, but close enough. And flimsy might be thin, and someone can disappear into thin air. Oh, again, the R does agree, so I think desert rats must be right. One's starting out as initially low wage recipient. So I think the definition is one who is starting out. Initially low, the first letter of low is L. And if you're a wage recipient, you're an earner. And so we get learner. Endlessly marketed. Daft insurance mascot. Oh, I hope this isn't going to be an insurance mascot used in Britain. And for those of us who live outside of Britain, we're not going to know who this is. Or maybe it's simply wordplay because daft could indicate an anagram. No, I'm thinking endlessly marketed is the wordplay. A word for marketed without its final letter, although ending in T, I would think it would have ended in ET, or ED, I should say. And we dropped the D, endlessly marketed. No. O, even Luther. Well, that's 12 letters. Converted in final moments. Well, let me take my first pause of the day, sip my water, and see if I can work out in my head what O, even Luther could be. They don't seem very likely letters, but there must be something in there. No, nothing is coming to me. I couldn't see any likely four-letter word. Oh, maybe something then, or something heel, in the heel of the hunt. Now let's go on. Ill-natured, help catching cold. So I think the definition is ill-natured. Cold can be abbreviated to C, so I think it's a three-letter word for help. And we're going to put a C inside it. Well, aid would be one word, and if we put a C inside, we get acid. Fail, to prepare, to fire cartridge with no bullet. I'm thinking of draw a blank for a cartridge with no bullet would be a blank. Is that? Oh, I think it might be fail is the definition. And so if you fail at maybe answering a question, you draw a blank. And prepare to fire, I think it's when you prepare to start a fire, the verb is drawing. You're drawing a fire. So I think it's draw a. I think that's how that works. We'll find out if the Downs agree with it. Not quietly. So loud would be the obvious answer to that. But removes skin from fish. Is there a fish that would go around that would have L-O-U-D in the middle if you remove its outer letters? I can't think of one. So let's get rid of that for now. Wildly eviscerate, group holding gunpowder, excuse me. It's 10 letters. And, oh no, eviscerate. Oh yeah, eviscerate is 10, so I wonder if it could be an anagram of eviscerate. I prefer to do it when we have some of the letters, so let's maybe go back to the Downs. Oh, we've got quite a few. I'm immediately thinking of countenance, but which I can think of features maybe. Let me put it in countenance. Well, that does agree with possibly having staying power here. So their E isn't very useful, but I don't. Oh, I do get it. Yes. If I think it's a very old-fashioned way of saying it. If you say I'll brook no objections or no arguments, I'll countenance no arguments. So it's brook in that sense, nothing to do with rivers or streams. And somebody's features would be their countenance, their appearance. Ah, yes, all right. Glad that worked out. Those two torture devices for Spooner, well, I think the definition is still going to be they belong to bygone times. No, let's say 20 isn't one, but here it is. Well, we haven't solved 20 yet, so let's go on. After period of maturity, fruit and cheese finally rot. I'm thinking it's going to start with adult, not adulterate or adulthood. Fruit and cheese. After period of cheese finally would be maybe the final E. Oh, maybe adolescence. No, adolescent. No, that's ENT, right? Huh. Oops. Let's put that A back in, but let's get rid of these others. Yeah, I'm struggling to think after period of maturity. I prefer an adult type word. Well, adulterated. I only know the phrase unadulterated. Fruit and cheese. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Let's leave it for now, but I have a feeling I'll be changing that one. Every man's jokes of no significance. So I'm thinking immaterial. Yeah. So every man apostrophe S is short for every man is. And if he said it, he would say I am or I'm. And a comedian's jokes are their material, and the whole thing is immaterial. Second, aggressive fellows, punky hairdos. Well, that W is very useful for a punky hairdo, must be mohawks. A second is a moment, abbreviated to a mo. I suppose an aggressive fellow. Is that a hawk? I suppose it is, and then the apostrophe S gives us the final S. Yeah, I think that must be it. I'm not familiar with, I suppose in politics, a foreign policy hawk is more aggressive. Perhaps that's where it's coming from. All right. Even Luther, we have three E's, so that's still good. Let's try the anagram helper. And final moments. Oh, the 11th hour. Yes. I have a funny story about that. When I was a child, I used to get a Disney magazine every week. I think, was it called Mickey and Donald or something like that? And they had an article about how some Disney film had its title changed at the 11th hour. And I was unfamiliar with that phrase. I was going around telling my friends, did you know they changed the title 11 hours before it was shown for the first time? Anyway, then later on I learned what it meant. And anyway. All right. Ether, quaint, number. Well, I think here quaint is an anagram indicator of the word ether. And we're going to get a number 3. Do we have a theme of numbers today? No, just that 11th and 3. But that is 20. Okay. So 20 isn't 1, but here it is. So I'm thinking it's primed, so the actual 20 isn't a prime number, but here it is. But in the crossword where it's 3, it is a prime number. Maybe there is a little mini theme going on. How about this endlessly marketed daft insurance mascot? I'm seeing that meerkat fits. Is the meerkat used for an insurance company? Yeah, so if we take the letters of marketed but remove the D and then we anagram them, we would get meerkat. Let me just check and see what insurance company uses the meerkat. Yeah, apparently it's an ad for an insurance comparison website. Anyway, that's enough of that. All right, and now yeah, I am thinking it might be something Rex. They belong to bygone times. Those two torture devices for Spooner. Um, no, not seeing it. Ooh, if it is, oh, I was just thinking if this is power, then this first word could be throw, and throwbacks are things that belong to bygone times. And uh, let's see, so spoonerized, they would be, I suppose, bow, thrax, both racks, those two. Oh, of course, both. I was wondering if why those two. Well, both racks. Okay, throwbacks. Well, another story on myself when I first came to America and I saw sports shops, clothing stores advertising throwback jerseys. I thought they were uh, somehow ones that had been thrown back, like they were seconds. There was something wrong with them. I didn't realize, no, 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 they're supposed to look like old fashioned jerseys, throwbacks. Okay. So this must be staying power. I think the force is the definition. Entertainment. I think, sorry, now I see it. Government, or sorry, to become re-elected, I think is stay in power. And that entertains the G for government. Oh, it's very convoluted. And I think the whole thing then is the force. Wow. All right. Um, not quietly. Remove skin. So I think to remove skin from something is to peel it. And so remove skin is peels. P is the musical notation for quietly. If we remove that, we get our eels, which are fish. Now our wildly eviscerate. Let's try eviscerate. Did I type that correctly? Let's shuffle. Group holding gunpowder. Oh, something service. What's left over? Tea service. How is that holding gunpowder? Not exactly sure. What is the connection? Well, Boston Tea Party, group holding gunpowder. Let me pause and look that up. Apparently there's something called gunpowder tea, a form of tea in which each leaf has been individually rolled into a small pellet. The name comes from some resemblance to gunpowder, or from a phrase in Chinese that phonetically resembles gunpowder. Okay, not familiar with that. All right, just some downs left. The home match. Not seeing that one yet. Globalism, overwhelming, island. Oh, well, I think this is another hidden clue. Within globalism is Bali. So Bali is being overwhelmed by the word. An island where you once sat next to small king. Well, small king makes me think of SK. Oh, we do have a K, so SK. And then you once is sat next to it. So we used to say ye. And so altogether it makes the Isle of Skye. All right, well, Let me just pause and see what other words might fit in. Oh, no, now I do get it. Yes. Semi. So a semi, short for semi-final, would be a football match. And it can also be short for a semi-detached home. All right, I think that is all correct. If I made a mistake, please let me know in the comments. Not too bad this week, certainly compared to last week. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.